Hello, everyone, and welcome to Streamsville. This is me playing City Skylines. My name is Jim, aka Citrami Beta, and I'm going to be playing City Skylines. I'm starting a brand new game from the beginning. It is a heavily modded game because there's some things. Well, I added mods of things that I like to include in the game, but also there's some stuff that makes the game hard to play without it, especially as you get to larger cities. Um, it's a great game, from the base game, but there are some things that it just doesn't handle as well as it could, and mods really help with that. So, things like additional roads, road types, path types. There are a few additional buildings, although that's pretty rare. I added parking garages, things like that. It's mostly stock assets in the game, but there are a few things that were added to make it a little bit easier to play when you get to larger cities, and also to make more realistic cities. Most cities don't have just two-lane roads. You have different, 2-lane roads or 4-lane roads or 6-lane roads. That's what's available in the base game. This, adds 3-lane roads, 5-lane roads, 6-lane roads, 8 asymmetrical roads. So you've got 5 lanes in one direction and 3 lanes in the other. It's got some cool stuff that I added in here. I also have, actually I'll go through some of the mods. I have the 81 tile mod, which lets me basically open up the whole map and play it all, play everything at once. Electric road mod, which means you don't have to run, electric wires, power lines, if you have roads, because I don't know, most places they don't have separate electric lines running. I live in Chicago. You don't see electric poles very often. It's all underground. So this kind of lets you have underground. Basically, is how I think of it as. Electrical. Some road tools to make it easier to move the road and paint the road on there. And the most important one, probably, out of everything, is the TMP. It's the Traffic Manager Presidential Edition. What this does is really let you be way more granular with your traffic management and, lets you set lane priorities, ban traffic, stuff like that. All the stuff that I really wish that was in the base game, but isn't. As far as traffic management, that is included in there. So I'm going to start this new game. This is new. It goes based on the date. So the start date of the game is the date that you create the map. All I did was a few days ago load this map up, because the first time you load a map up, especially with the amount of modded assets that I have included, it requires you to have like a little bit more. It takes a little bit longer to boot the map up the first time, so I didn't want to sit here waiting for that. So this is a map called Riverlands. It is a custom map. It has some custom assets in it, mostly these rocky hills and stuff like that, where they're not just pure rocks. It's got a little bit of grass and stuff like that. It's designed to be sort of a European theme. And actually, that reminds me, I should set my city theme, if I haven't already, to... Is that something I can set? Maybe not. Gameplay. Temperature units are in Celsius. I'm going to change that to Fahrenheit because I live in America and we never bothered to learn that. Alright, so I thought, well, that's fine. I need to change the theme. It's whatever theme that was set originally is fine. It probably is a European theme because this was meant to be a European map. And that's fine. We'll do that. We'll do whatever it comes up with. It doesn't make a huge difference. It just kind of changes the texture of the map. It doesn't change anything in the actual gameplay. The other thing is, normally when I play this game, I play it with a very organic growth. in the sense of there's not a lot of prior planning, because cities don't grow like that. Most cities, at least if they're if they're new, they may be planned ahead, and then they are they're a little bit more laid out. But most cities, especially if you're in Europe or something like that, most cities, they grow sort of haphazardly from a small settlement into a much larger city. I mean, Chicago was one guy with a cabin by the river, and now it's 2.5 million people or whatever, plus the surrounding area. It has some weird roads and things like that, both from the original layout of the city, plus just the realities of the river. So that's kind of how it works. Now, this, though, I want to actually play a little differently. I want to think about how I'm going to lay out my city before I start building. Now, you only have this one square when you start, and I did not put on the unlock all option. So we're going to go from a kind of a base beginning, but there is only this one square, so I can't plan too far ahead, and I also can't see the available resources. This is nice farmland over here. I can't see the available resources, but the thing I can do is decide in this square what I'm going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is decide where I'm going to put my stuff and where things are going to operate from. Now, I figured out that the river. First thing we want to do is check to see which direction the river runs. So the river is running this way. It's pretty slow, but it's running this way. The reason that's important is if we do decide to do any, we're going to have to dump wastewater for our water treatment plant, and so we want to make sure that if we do dump wastewater, that we're dumping it at the end of the river. We don't want to put it at. We want to make sure that the wastewater is going out here and not going out here. The reason being then because we're going to put water pumps here, and we don't want the wastewater going into the water pumps and polluting it. Because at the beginning, as you're releasing wastewater, it's not. There's no green way to deal with wastewater. It is both, and same thing with electricity. You can get windmills and they work okay, but for the most part, if you need to generate a lot of electricity, it's oil or coal. And then if you need to put out your wastewater, it's dirty wastewater that you want to make sure is flowing down the river and out, and away from where you're taking your drinking water, because otherwise people get sick. So we're going to put we're going to put inlets here, outlets over here, and then the river should then sweep the water, the dirty water away. Eventually, we'll get to green water purification and stuff like that, where we can actually avoid this. But for now, that's kind of what we have to do, and we want to make sure that we lay it out right. The other thing is we have to decide what is going to go where, as far as the industry, residential, and commercial. Now, commercial main roads, usually you want to have commercial on main roads. Then you'll have residential off those main roads, both for noise pollution, their benefit for noise pollution, and also just the businesses need access to goods, which are going to come in by truck, and you want to have that on main roads. You don't want those trucks clogging up your side roads. The other thing is we have to figure out where we're going to put the industry. In this case, what I kind of figured out was I'm going to do the industry over in this corner here, and the reason being then because we can kind of sweep this. We'll go straight in with the main road coming into town, and then kind of sweep it off the side here. So we'll have some shops, we'll have some homes along the river, and then we'll have the industry over here away from the drinking water. So hopefully we don't get any people sick. Also, part of the reason I want to put industry here is because there's already an existing rail line coming through here. Now, we can't access rail yet. You have to get to a population of like 11,000 to get rail lines, but when we need rail, it'll be here. And then we'll also probably put a passenger rail terminal somewhere along here as well, and that will, maybe towards a little bit further up towards the end, but it'll be close to the downtown area, but it will still be, away from the industry, and it'll be close to this line. I don't have to run too many lines through. So the first thing you have to do before you can do anything else is build roads. Now, what I want is 2-lane one-way roads. You can't build those right away. You can't build those until you build a plain 2-way road. So I'm building a plain 2-way road. I'm not going to use that, but I have to build it to get the interaction. Let me turn that down a little bit. It's a lot louder than I expected it to be. And now I have access to my 2-lane one-way roads. And that's what I want, because my plan is to have the main drag kind of follow this highway coming in, and we want it to stick with this because we're going to then have some larger roads here going back and forth through. So I place the roads. What I got to do is then right click with the upgrade tool to flip the direction. So these are now going out. And then the other thing I have to determine is I don't want to have too many intersections on this main road. So we got to have the industry over here, and then we're going to have all on this is going to be commercial, and then we'll have plenty of room for residential over here, and probably, yeah, so we want to have a place for the industry to go off and a place to then go for the commercial. Now, you don't want to necessarily have it right at the edge of your map, because then everything's coming on the highway and it's slamming into this intersection and slowing everything down. This gives you a little bit more chance to work with it. Now, the other thing I actually want to do is make a roundabout, probably here at the beginning at some point. But for now, I'm going to stick to a simple road. So go about here, and then this will be both for traffic to go across here and also be able to turn as it goes. So this is my industrial line here, and then this is going to be for my residential, and then we'll have commercial along here. We're going to keep it real simple for now, because, you know, actually I'm going to delete some of this because you don't start with a lot of money, and every road I build that I don't need is just going towards that budget problem. So I'm going to build a road off of here. So people who want to go to their to the residential homes will come in, and they can turn right and go this way, and then the same thing, if they want to come out, they can go that way. And then there's all of the room for commercial on here. And I'm leaving this space here because eventually this will probably either be a tram line or a rail line, something like that can be in here, or we'll just detail it with trees so it's a nice tree-lined entry into the town. We'll see how that goes. And then we want to go, you know, kind of farther down and do another cross piece here. That will be the other place. We just don't want to have these too many connections close together. You know, you see cities with grids, and in the real world that works okay, but because of the way that, you know, it's not always the greatest, but because of the way City Skylines does traffic, if you have too many intersections, it will cause problems. So I'm going to lay these out. And what I'm doing here is basically what these grids mean, these grid marks here mean that this is what's going to be the actual zonable area. So buildings can build all the way up to here, these 4 squares, and then all around here. And the reason I'm leaving a gap in between, and the reason I'm doing that is because I want to put a pedestrian path in between. So the pedestrian path, what that means is then we can, you know, you can shuffle people through the pedestrian paths. It lets them cut across if, you know, and help manage traffic and things like that. Eventually, this is not available to me right now, but I'm going to put that through here, and it will be a bike and pedestrian pathway so that bikes can go through, and these will eventually, these streets, one direction will be, the plan is to have one direction be the have bike lanes, and then these longer streets will probably not have bike lanes, but they will be handled by the pedestrian lanes in here, so the bikes can cut through there. That way bikes can get through the city and maneuver a little bit better. We can help reduce traffic by using bicycles. I learned a lot of about playing this game from a guy called Biffa, who does stuff on YouTube. I would highly recommend you check him out. He knows a lot more about this game than I do. He's actually doing a bicycle superhighway on his building right now, or on his city, I should say. I'm not going to go that in depth. I just want to be able to have a place where the bikes can get through. He's really working on building a biking city. I'm kind of making it. I want mine to be bikeable and walkable, but not exclusively for bikes, or at least not quite as much emphasis on bikes. So we've got our area for this is going to be this whole side. This half of this area is going to be commercial. This half of the area is going to be residential, and there'll be the line that goes through here eventually. Now I need to make sure that I'm laid out for the industrial. I want to leave a little space by the rail lines so we don't run afoul of that. So we've got the industrial area here. We're going to do the same general principle. I'm leaving a space for them to go through. Now there's different thoughts on how to best lay this out, but at least for now, especially with this basic city and the limited amount of space we have, we want to maximize the space, all the space that we can, which means that's going to mean the grid system. So this is going to kind of swoop around here and be a little bit more form-fitting, and the same thing with the streets as we get closer to the river, but for right now, and especially with the industry, it's going to be hugging the road, or hugging the edge of the map, and it's going to be a grid system. So first thing now we need to figure out is we need to build a power plant so we can provide power for the city. I'm putting this over here with the industry because the industry will also be polluting. And then we need to do a water inlet. And what's the difference? 4,000 versus 2,500. That's more expensive. So there's two options for water outputs. There's the water drain pipe, which just dumps raw sewage, untreated raw sewage in there. Then there's the eco one. It does half. It's about twice as expensive, a little bit less than twice as expensive, and has half the throughput. So as much as I want to use the green one, for right now, we're going to have to use the basic water drain. It has bigger capacity, it's cheaper to run, it's cheaper to deploy, and then we'll switch to a hopefully more eco-friendly version in a bit. Now, I should be able to run, if I did this right. Oh, you know what? It's not quite straight. Can I get through it now? I can't. Alright, so the idea was to give this a little room here, but it's not quite a straight, not quite straight through here where unfortunately the roads don't match up. What I can do though is turn on anarchy, which basically lets me place things anywhere. Well, I don't know if will it work for, yeah, it should. Why is it, yeah, okay, that is working. I just didn't like it there because I was outside of the city. Let's turn off snapping. Turn off all the snapping, and then it doesn't like you going outside the map. There we go. So, yeah, awesome. So I can turn this back on, I can turn anarchy off, and the snapping back on. So we need to run a line here, and then we need to run another one. Yeah, so we have plenty of room over on the other side of the electric line, or the train line. To run one over here. And our budget, we still got about 23,000 left, which is good because we're going to have to start deploying city services pretty quickly here. But at least for now, I have. I'll turn on the roundabout tool. Close the roundabout tool. All right. So at least for now, I have enough to get started. So I've got residential. And these are all low density because you start with only availability of low density. So I've got residential, I've got commercial, and then I'm going to build another residential here. Ooh, I got to run pipes. Duh. Alright, so pipes up here. Snapping turn off? No. Okay. And we'll run these up the middle. And then we'll run it down over here to the industry. And if I do this, so I'm going to do this. And I try not to overlap them too much. I got a little bit of overlap, and that's fine. And then this will just go straight out to the outflow pipe if I can get the one. There we go. So now I've got a water system. This we're going to need to go this way. There we go. And then another street. Extend that down a little bit. And then, alright. Awesome. So we've got room for that. We'll do, because everything, they always want, the Sims always want more residential than they want either of the other two zones. The demand may change, but generally you need a more residential area than you need in the other two zones. And in this case, the residential area will then have, be feeding workers to these others. So let's do this. Get a. All right. So we've got. I need to run an electric line. I should do that right up the middle. I think if I'm careful. No, maybe not. Oh, not between that. I could do it here, but I can't through the. Oh, there we go. So we'll probably replace that with something a little bit nicer looking, but for now it makes a great place to run that. So we'll turn this on high because we want to, or high speed I should say, because we want to start building these up quickly. Upstairs neighbors are being very loud. It's their favorite thing to do in the entire world is to be very loud and stomp around above me. They have kids too, which means it's even louder. Alright, so we're watching the city grow, right? We've got 47, 80, 89, 113. So we're getting over 100 citizens already. They are working hard. And, alright, so just checking the stream for a second. There's really low demand for industry right now because we're still, the primary demand is down here. You can see that the demand for residential zone, but the demand for industry is going up. So you should see, yeah, here we go. Industry is starting to pop up over here. And we kept this very limited in space for now, but it should, we'll probably get more demand for it, but I want to let what's available here grow. Because part of it, if you, the demand will drop as it fills in, and then so it's not directly. It's not like we need more residential or we need more industrial zones. Like there's the demand will drop as they start filling in the buildings. So we got a really basic little town over here. It's got some stores, got some kind of chain restaurant or like a Burger King looks like, Pancake House, IHOP, and then a couple corner stores, which are not on that one's not on the corner, but we'll pretend it is. A drugstore, another corner store, yeah, neighborhood store. So low density, commercial. That's pretty much what they look like. It is raining now. All right, so I think we're looking good. We need more. We're getting more. Though is more demand for our residential. So we just need to extend. We'll do it this way. No, that's not what I wanted. That wasn't even close to straight. So we'll go this way. We'll leave our one point of space in between, and then make sure that, yeah, so we got water there already. Electricity will take care of itself in this case, because it's going to be carry over from here and also be transmitted by the roads. There we go. Easy peasy, very simple. And the first milestone that we're looking for is to be a little hamlet. We're almost there. Population of 380. We should hit it right here in a second. Yeah, so we hit Little Hamlet. It should have popped up, but I had it already open. So now we can build an elementary school, a medical clinic, a recycling center, a landfill. That's about it. That's about what's included. So basically garbage, healthcare, and education. So what we got to do is now figure out where we're going to put our garbage and where we're going to make sure that people are healthy. So we want the healthcare to be sort of centralized and on a main road so that it's easy for the ambulances to get out and go through there. We want the garbage processing to be close to a main road, but we also want it to be away from anybody. So the industries don't particularly like garbage from what I can understand, but they don't mind it as much. So we want to make sure that the truck's going to get out. Yeah, so the trucks can get out here, go right, and then they can go around. Or they can go left. So I basically got two things. So we've got a landfill, or we can do a recycling plant. As much as I want a recycling plant, landfill's cheap, recycling plants cost more, and we kind of got to watch our budget, although it should be good. We'll grow it at a steady pace here. We've got a landfill, but we also need to have room for our medical clinic. That's 10,000, and our elementary school, use the European style, is also 10,000, and we have exactly 20,000. So we're just a little bit more than 20,000. That's perfect. I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to put the medical center actually over here. Let's see. I want it. So I'm trying to think about what's gonna how we're gonna grow. So we're gonna grow this way, and probably not have a lot of residential over here because we don't want to be abutting the. Yeah. So I am going to put it on this side, but I'm going to put it over this way because eventually we're going to grow the city kind of off in this direction and this direction. So that makes a nice centralized location. I got $134 left, but we'll turn on the high speed. And we'll let it grow our money a little bit. And then we'll put in some more residential. Because I need some cash for roads, and I need cash for water pipes. So we're just going to let that go for a minute. Let's see. I don't think I can get a loan yet, can I? No, budget and taxes. Are loans available? Oh, I can't take a loan. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is take this loan. Let's speed the game up a little bit for us. So I'm going to run this out here, this out here, this out here. Yep. Now this is a little bit shorter than the last one, but what we're going to do is we're going to have roads running along the river, so I don't want to take up too much space here. Just need to extend this pipe down a little bit and then branch off here. Fill that in. Alright, so now this whole area is covered. Need to lay out. So
So we've got the health center here. It's centrally located. The same thing for the school. It should cover this. And I'm going to leave area for the school, near the school for the high school, which I'll be building eventually. That way we don't have to come up with a new, find a way to cram that in. I'm just going to leave a little extra space for it. The other thing I want to leave space for is, so we're going to leave space for the industry to grow, and we're going to leave space for a transit area. This and city services, because we're going to eventually have a place, we're going to need to do bus depots, taxi depots, trolley depot if we do that. We want spaces to have those near-ish to the city so that we can have, we can put those in but not... we don't have to bulldoze existing stuff. So I think city services can probably, we can put some of that stuff over here. We can put a few more things over here, and then we're going to leave this area along here for transit. So that means trains. That's going to be bus depots and intercity bus depot, which you can do. So there's actually a hub that's both buses and intercity buses. That way we can have, tourists come in from out of town. Not that there's much to see here right now, but eventually we want to have tourism. Awesome. We hit the next level. That means police and fire. Okay. Let's see. Commercial, residential, forestry specialization. I actually probably do want to look into forestry and agriculture. Let's see where our resources are looking at. Yeah, so... Okay, so we actually have oil over here, so that'll be interesting. I'm going to stay away from that, but yeah, so it's a little bit of a hodgepodge over here. The way that the map builder made this, they used the resources to color the land underneath it, so it's kind of over the place. But what that means is we can build our own industry, as the city grows. I'm probably not going to use this space for forestry, but there's this area here that I would say the next thing I'm going to purchase once I can purchase another tile. Actually I can purchase a tile. I have money to do it. So I'm going to purchase this tile, and now we've basically doubled the size of the city. Inland water treatment, compressed water pumped directly in the ground, resulting in ground pollution. That's cool and all, but we don't really want to do that. So... we've now purchased this. This area over here is going to be a forestry area. And let's see. So we've got to decide how we're going to lay this out. Well, first things first, I need to build my other city services. So we'll do a firehouse. Which one do I want to do? I like this one. So we're going to do a firehouse, and we're going to do police. I'm going to use the European style police. It's a little bit different shape. So now these are all, again, centrally located. They're next to our medical clinic. They can get pretty much anywhere in the city real fast. Or what are they calling it now? We are a worthy village. So we can get anywhere in the village of Streamsville pretty quick. Oh, building's leveled up. Yeah. Because property value has gone up, our buildings have improved themselves. Alright, so... I think we can actually start laying this out. Yeah. So I have to designate an area. Oh, right. So I can't do the industry area. Yeah. So what I wanted to do was actually do the industry specialization from the industry DLC. I need a population of 1,200 to do that. Where's my population? 816. I'm just going to wait. Instead of kind of doing this part way, I'm just going to build regular old industry or zone some regular old industry, and then I'm going to work on making this a forestry area. And I also think this is probably going to be suitable for farming? Sort of. It's not the most fertile land, but there's plenty. Oh, excuse me. Wow, there's plenty of fertile land over here, so there'll be plenty of space to do farming if I want to later. It's okay, I guess. This is, we could do a small farming area here. This is reasonably, yeah, that's decent size, I guess. We can do forestry and then farming over here. So we're gonna have to come up with some roads. There's also the nice thing about buying this section too is we've got another highway area here, so we don't have to have trucks going. If trucks are going to export goods, we don't have to have them going through the city to export goods. They can they can go straight to the highway and export that way. Oh, there's a train passing through. Not to here because I can't build a train. Yeah, it's a freight train. It's going. Okay, so it's transporting cargo through to another city that has a cargo hub or a cargo train depot. Let's see where we're at here. Yeah, we're going along nicely. People are demanding more commercials, so what we'll do is we'll do another block here. Make sure that there's water. There is. And then we'll fill in with commercial here. And that's probably, I don't want to do that there. That's probably enough. Commercial, even though medium demand, like the commercial demand bar is high, it doesn't take much to satisfy the demand for commercial. So that may be enough all on its own. Yeah, all right, we're probably going to have to put some more in. Fine. You'll twist my arm here. Let's see. So what I'll do is I want to leave room there for the school. I am gonna build further out. Yeah, I can't do that without having do it along here without having a cross street. But yeah, actually demand has already dropped to pretty low, so we'll just leave it be. I will go ahead and put some residential over here because there is still demand for residential. And then we'll also do the wobbly street. Oh, got a cat behind me. Okay. So that follows the river a little bit more, and then we'll make this kind of a... You know what? I'm going to designate some of this river land, and we'll make this, cut this straight across, and make this a park. So riverlands, all along the riverland and park. I can designate an area. I can't designate a park area, but I can designate this as the David Lynch district. So all I'm doing is, this doesn't really do anything for me other than I'm reminding myself to set this aside and use this for parks and things like that, and probably have a bike path and parks and you know, amenities and things like that along here once I have access to them. So I'm reminding myself to set that aside. I can also remind myself to set aside this area. This is going to be city services. This area will be the David Lynch Park. And then, yeah, so these are all just kind of rough areas. And I'll have to redraw these again, but it's more just to remind myself what I'm doing. That's actually one of the things that I'm glad that it unlocks is the zones fairly low, or not zones, but what do they call them? Districts. Districts fairly low because I really like using these, or low levels, because I like using these to lay out my city. So farms. When I'm deciding where I'm going to put stuff. What is this demanding? Probably not enough workers. Not enough workers. Yeah. We kind of know that was going to be the case. All right. So how's my education doing? My elementary school is at capacity. Overcrowded. Okay. So that means we need to lay out some more road here and build more residential for sure, but also we're going to have to build another school, which is fine. We want to keep our citizens educated. Education helps with crime and all kinds of other stuff, and it just generally makes your city a more attractive place to be. Totally makes sense. We'll run that across here. Run that across here. So we're going to have some odd-shaped areas, but that's kind of what happens when you have, you know, when you have a city built on a river. So I'm going to use the Move It mod, Move It tool, to kind of adjust this and make it a little bit... No, that's not quite what I want. There we go. Make that a little bit more graceful. Yeah, that looks better. And the movement mod is another one of those that really makes the game more playable because it lets you adjust things, adjust the nodes on your streets. Without it, it's really hard to make fine adjustments to the layout of your city. You kind of have to just hope that the game does what you want as far as laying things out. This lets you be a little bit more precise with what you're doing. It's a very powerful tool. Powerful tool. All right, and then more of that. We're getting more demand for commercial. So what I'm probably going to do is actually make this area all along here commercial, and I'll probably end up bulldozing some of these buildings and building streets through here, but at least for now, because I know I'm reserving some of this for city services, but at least for now this will be a place to put some more commercial. And we're 1066. All right, so we're getting close to growing. What do I get in the next park industry, landscaping, policies, industry areas, fishing industry. Oh, lots of new policies. Yeah, cool. All kinds of new park stuff. Canals, keys. Keys will be nice because we're going to need to. Public library, more parks, high schools. Yeah, that'll be nice. So we need to put in a lot of this stuff. So now we've got access to some new stuff. Actually, I think the school would go great. The elementary school would go great right here. There we go. So got the elementary school, and I think I'll actually add some trees behind there. But the other thing that I'm glad we've unlocked is now I've unlocked... Yeah, so I've unlocked paths, which is what I really want. Get rid of that. So now I can fill in all of these pedestrian and bike paths. And this is one of the modded assets that includes the combination pedestrian and bike path. You either usually have pedestrian path or bike path, not both. But this lets you add both together. So it's basically 1 lane for pedestrians and 2 lanes for bikes. Alright, cool. So we filled that in nicely, and we've got a new... Alright. Ooh, is water backflowing? What? My sewage budget low? Budget. Oh, okay. So I have auto budget turned on. It's another mod, and it lets you kind of it manages your budget automatically, and it automatically adjusts the budget for each of your services to meet demand. So, like the electricity right now, this is operating a 34 megawatt output. I think, what is the max output for one of these? That one might be pushing close. 40 megawatts. So that means that the budget for the electricity has been, so the budget for the electricity is at 91%. It can keep pushing up to 150%, and that will give you more electrical throughput, but more electricity, and capacity. But there's a certain limit to that. So then you'll have to build a new power plant. But right now, it's kind of managing it. So I'm getting the maximum amount of money. This is stuff you can all do manually, but then in case you forget something, you're like, oh, I got to adjust the budget up and stuff like that. So it kind of takes care of some of that for you. Same thing with the medical budget, the police, fire, all that stuff. If there are a higher demand, like there's more people, there's higher crime, there's more people getting sick, then the budget will kick in and increase capacity. Okay, so we had an abandoned building probably because we couldn't give it what it wanted, which I think in this case was probably people. Demanded a blood sacrifice of people to the factory. Alright, cool. Let's see. Ooh, these are looking nice. Yeah, so that's upgraded. Nice little porch on that building. Residences. Let's see. So now I can actually designate a park. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Paint park area. Turn the largest. Nope, actually that's probably not. Probably don't want that. All right. So basically everything from this street to the river is going to be park. And then I'm also going to extend the park here a little bit as well. Actually, that's probably not necessary. There's no reason for that. There's plenty of parkland here. So rename that David Lynch Park. And then what we'll do is get rid of... Oh, we were going to actually make that park all the way along the river, right. So then we'll get rid of the other... other area. And then that's now the park. Alright, cool. First thing we want to do then is actually fill this in with more residential because there is a demand for it. So we'll change that to the paint bucket tool to make it easier to fill these in. There we go. And then let's look at making a park. How much money do I have? I have 15,000. Okay, that should be plenty to start a park. So this is going to be a city park, small park main gate. No. How much is the difference? 5,000. Yes, thank you. 2,500. This has parking. So where do we want this? Actually, I think that's probably an okay place for it. Somewhere along here, wherever I can get the... wherever it likes it. Okay, cool. Ooh. Alright, so now we're going to do... park paths. So first thing we want to do is... Alright. Check that. This is going to be a city park. It's not one you got to pay for. And... I want my park to be bikeable. So what we're going to do is use the... Yep. Bike and pedestrian path. And it's so there. Why is it doing this? So what I want is to get it to go down to ground level and then stay at ground level the rest of the way. And then we'll have, what we need to do is have places for this to kind of meet the streets there. There we go. We need connections here. That'll be, yeah, that should be fine. And then extend this path all the way around here. So there's not much place for them to go on this path yet, but it's there for when they do. So let's see, I need one last connection here. Alright, so there we go. A nice path in the park. And now we can add actual park amenities, which will then grow the level of the park and make it more attractive and get people to come visit. Oh, you know what? I actually need to do the bike lane the other direction, but we'll go ahead and add a plaza, right? Yeah. And do the restrooms pretty close to the same thing for the info booth. And then there's a park cafe. So we're going to put that a little bit further down here. Where people can sit at the park cafe and enjoy, you know, a nice meal, looking out on the river. There. So let's see. Buildings and parks. Yeah, blah blah blah. Cool. How are we? Okay, so there's plenty of entertainment. So now it's just waiting for people to enter the park. It looks like we need to get water over to this area. Yeah, there we go. Just a little extension here, and then this. Ooh, this one needs water. Well, that's okay. We're planning to extend this away anyway, so might as well include some water there. There we go. There. Now that should increase land value in the area and make people happy. They'll have places to go to do some recreation and things like that. We'll fill this park in more as we get more money, and we get more options for what to do with the park. What I do want to do though is add regular old parks. Small playground. There we go. Yeah. So put this over by the school. I'm going to leave... hopefully if I did that right, I left room for path. Cooperates with me. It doesn't keep insisting on snapping to the wrong line. Let me turn off snapping. There we go. We want it to snap to grids. What we don't want it to do is snap to road guidelines. There, so we got a path by the school, and there's a little park here. Should make folks happy, and then we can turn that back on, unpause that, and kind of just let them do their thing. And then while we're doing that, what else did I get? I've got to look and see what... Alright, so we had Boomtown is next. Okay. This is when I get buses and trams, which I want to make sure that there's room. So buses are easy to implement. They tend to create traffic and can clog things up, but they're easy to implement. So that's good. Bus depot, taxi depot, tram depot, geothermal heating plants. That's for the winter mod. I don't think it ever gets that cold here, so I don't know that we need to worry about that. Let's see. Wave power plant. Yeah, so here's some... Oh, hi. Boomer to Boomer. Last game I played was Civilization. Was it the original Civilization or one of the Civilization sequels? Yodu Brooklyn. Hi, Jamie. No, I don't think... I don't know enough about Brooklyn to really do it justice. I was doing a Chicago one, but I decided that was kind of boring because Chicago's already been built. So this is a brand new place. We might get a Brooklyn tenor to it eventually. Who knows? Let's see here. Yeah, what was I doing? Oh, yeah. So I built some parks. I got health. I got police. Not happy to have police, but we got police. We got water. Power is looking good. I'm probably going to have to build a new power plant soon. But, oh, hi, Scott. Civ 1 through Civ 3. Okay, so I played lots of... I never played the original Civilization, but I played tons of Civilization 2 Gold. I think I played a little bit of Civ 3, and then I played Civ 4 through 6. So, there's... I've played plenty of Civ. I want to say I logged an ungodly number of hours in Civ 2 when I was a kid. So that was definitely a favorite of mine. You know, I miss being able to stack units. That was actually a thing you could do in Civ 2. They took out unit stacking, so I missed that. You used to build up big stacks of units and then have no idea what kind of armies you had. Alright, so I'm really just waiting for this to generate some more money. How am I doing on my loans? That loan, how much is left? Payment left, 7,000. Okay, I'm just going to pay it off. Because then I get that weekly money back. Or for the weekly budget. Let's see, everything looks good here. Electricity is 100%? Okay, that's good. So I only need to start worrying about electricity if it gets over to like 140, 130%, and it will pause and let me know that it's hit that level. So I don't have to worry about it too much right now. All right. I don't have transit yet. I'm growing, but not that fast. And I need about 650 more people or whatever. So I think what I need to do is make... Oh, hey, welcome. It's nice to have some people watching. It's not just talking into nothingness. Another freight train going through. That's what I really want to get. So you have to have like 11,000 people to get trains. And I really wanted to get access to the train just because this is already in the middle of my city, and I want to be able to lay this out the way I want it. But actually, that's another thing. I was laying out areas, zones. This would be... Nope. I'm deleting that zone. This should be the transit area. So this would be the Streamsville Transit Authority. Oh, hey, Devin. Thanks for checking it out. Let's see. So I don't have any. I can't put transit in yet, but I'm leaving that area, so I know that I'm going to come back and put something there. Same thing over here. This is going to be my city services area, so it's going to be like depots and stuff like that. This is going to be actually like the trains unloading here. This will be passenger rail, you know, stuff like that. Bus depot, space for that. So I think the forestry area is probably the next thing I want to build. And let me get a good look at the resources again. Yeah. So that should be okay. So I think this is where we're going to break with the general grid theme, because what I want to do is have a run of trying to decide how to lay this out the best, because we want to maximize the amount of buildings that are on maximize the number of buildings that are on the land that is specifically available for the forestry. So we kind of have to be a little creative here. What I think I can do is if I just kind of like a diagonal across here, and then yeah, if I basically I'm just going to kind of make this the main road and then a diagonal through. And then alright, so do a main road. Is your computer up to playing the newer Civ games, Scott? Because I can recommend those. They're pretty fun. They'd be terrible for streaming, I think, because so little happens per turn. But I think they'd be fun. They're fun to play. I just played a couple rounds of Civ 6 during the beginning of lockdown. All right, so that. Oh, actually, I need properly designate this as a forestry area. So actually this is meaningless now. That doesn't do anything. So this is now an industrial area. I'm not dual streaming, no. I'm not that sophisticated. Okay, so Grove Industrial Valley. Actually, I need to extend this a little bit outside of the actual area because I need to be able to place industry buildings that are not actually productive in and of themselves. So there's that. Actually want to do... We still want to do a grid, but we want to modify it a little bit. Alright, so there we go. I need to do a street off here for the main building. So forestry main building, ooh, 20,000. Alright, so I've got just enough to pay for that. But I can I don't have enough for the trees. That's okay. I can take out a loan. Interest rate of 5%. All right. Well, we'll keep it at the low one now because I don't need a lot of cash. The initial purchase is expensive, but I don't need a ton of money. I just need to be able to build a few tree plantations and then a sawmill for production, and then some roads to export. And I'll just run the road through here for now. Eventually what I'll do is run, you know, another connection to this the highway here. Well, that's an interesting interchange. That's weird. It's pretty, but it's a weird interchange. You'd expect that if there was like some sort of space. I guess there is a space limitation. It is kind of a flatter interchange than most, so that's nice. It's pretty. I've just never seen one like that before. Alright. So yeah, let's place some tree plantations, and then we're gonna need a storage, and we're gonna need the sawmill. So let's see. I'm turn the music down just a little bit. It was a little too swelling for me. All right. Let's see. Industry. Yeah, so I've got the sawmill, and then a log storage yard, and then I'm going to need a warehouse to... Yeah, so I need the tree plantations to grow the trees, and then I need a log storage yard to hold the raw materials before it gets processed, and then once it's processed by the sawmill, then that will go into a warehouse. So we need to do all those together here. But first thing we got to do is a couple of tree plantations. And I'm not going to make this too big because I don't have a lot of money right now, but we just want to make sure that it's... We want to maximize the amount. Okay, so that's 4,800 units. I'm just going to do 2 for now. And then I need to build a small log yard. So this will be... Where's my... Okay, yeah, I'm not encroaching on the farmland at all. They'll come out of the... They can come out of the plantations here with trees, and they're going to come around here and... Oop, don't want parks. A log yard. And then, from the log yard... Oh, I don't have money for a sawmill. Damn it, I do have to take it at the larger loan. Okay. So a sawmill. Yep. And then... Actually, I want these... Probably going to move these around a little bit, but... Alright, I want a one-way road, because I really need... I put these on the wrong side, so I need to create a loop so make it easy for them... What? Did I do that wrong? No, that... Yeah, I did. So I want a one-way road to make it easier for the trucks to turn around. It's kind of a pain, but whatever. And then... Hey again, Jamie. How you doing tonight? Alright, and then I need a warehouse to store balanced, and then it's going to plain timber, because that's what comes out of the... so I need a 2-lane, and then I'm going to make a roundabout here for trucks to turn around. Okay, beginnings of an industrial area. Now, all I really need to do is connect it to my existing road network. And I need... Actually, I'll go ahead and do... I have an industrial road added as an option. Yeah. So that's for road designed to look right for industry. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles. And then we'll need to build a bridge here. So this is a little wonky right now, but it's going to be... we'll fill this in with more stuff as I get more money. It's going to build an electric line here, and then the rest of this should kind of fill itself in. Does need water, though. Average traffic, 82%. All right. So if we do... water like that, and a water line here and here, then that will get everybody. Alright, so we're now making raw materials. Where is it not? Okay. So yeah, that doesn't have enough raw materials, which makes sense. We haven't built any raw materials. In fact, I'm going to turn this off so it's not spending money until I get a little bit of raw material built up. So this is going to be you know, your... I built that turnaround on the wrong side, too. That needs to be one way. We'll get rid of these after I move some stuff around, but I just... Being cash strapped, I have to be careful. I'm going to pay that pet loan back. So I'm only doing one loan at a time because it was way more money than I really needed, but I didn't have quite enough for the low loan. Alright, cool. Now we just have to let the money build up a little bit. Got $25,000 in the bank with that loan. How much? Yeah. So, all right. We'll just keep cooking there, and then I want to expand my. So I want to expand my residential and commercial, and I'm gonna start working on laying that out. So now. I've got the medium roads. I don't need them yet, but it's good to know they're there. I'll need them soon. So what we'll do is... This is going to be my main drag still. Right. Actually, I want to do this. 6 units. There. Oh, I don't want the industrial road. I want that. And then I want this on the curve as well. You know, I have a parallel road tool. I should use that. Make this a lot easier. Alright, so parallel roads. Same as selected. I gotta... Okay, so I gotta figure out how far apart they need to be. I think 32 is probably the right number. Yes. Awesome. 32 is the right number. Cool. So just... just want to make a turn, a fairly graceful turn, and then it'll follow the river more or less parallel with the river. There we go. I just need to reverse this. Oh, it doesn't actually connect. Alright, so if I do this, then I can turn the parallel road off. Damn it. Oh no, you did this to... Alright, I did this to myself. There. Now that's going that way, and I just need to do a straight road from there to there. And now I can use the parallel road tool if I want, but these are... This is going to be pretty straight, so... Actually, that's not nearly as gentle a curve as I thought it was, so let's go back and redo that. Parallel is on. There we go. That's much better. Alright, so now we got a nice main road going out this way. And this will also sort of fill in this, you know, we can connect to this other highway exchange here. So that looks good. The only thing I do need to do is fix this connection and make all these roads go the other direction. So just gotta reverse. Oop, what the heck? Oh, I got parallel roads on still. Turn that off. That was goofy. Alright, so now we gotta upgrade. Turn off the... So going this way. What is happening here? Why is it doing this? There we go. I guess the parallel road tool is still active. So now that's my... Alright, I gotta get rid of that one. There. So that's going out. Is that another duplicate? Yeah. So now I got a nice main drag here, and I can start building more neighborhoods and filling them in. So let's run the clock now. And then start connecting these. And I want to bring this one down so I can get a relatively straight 90-degree angle here. Close enough. Alright. This is going to be a little wibbly here, but I'm going to adjust this with the Move It tool. Get that lit better. There we go. Alright, and now we'll make sure water's run there. It is. So now we can start filling in some more commercial. This is all going to be kind of school. In fact, I have enough money for... do I have enough money for high school? Almost. So as soon as we have enough money for high school, we'll put one in there. And then we'll use the paint bucket tool here. I'm probably gonna... I know I'm gonna have to dismantle some of these buildings, but we'll put them in for now again, and then they'll just have to get kicked out of their stores when it comes time. Alright, there we go. And one more residential. So this will be another residential block here. Can I get a connection? No. Just give me something. There we go. Make it nice and smooth. Make a rich subdivision. Have a monopoly-looking guy move in. I gotta get this built up so I can actually get like zoning. So I can build high wealth residential eventually, but I gotta get to the point where I can actually access some of those buildings. Right now, I'm lucky if I can get this, you know, small town going here. All right, so now because I have the, I don't have to go in and fill them in later. I can go ahead and add the bike paths in first. I don't think I have access to. No. Yeah, I don't have access to bike lanes yet on my streets. That's fine. We'll get to that later. But basically, eventually, these. I don't know if does it have a direction. Let's see.
Yeah, so that's north. So these east-west roads will eventually be bike lanes, and then the north-south bikes will have bike lanes. And then the north-south bike traffic will be handled by these sort of internal alley bike lanes, stuff like that, in between the buildings. But everyone will be able to get almost anywhere they want to by bike. And they get their exercise. I'm not personally a fan of that, but I hear it's nice for some people. Alright, so you can fill these in. I don't have to be quite as careful now. I can use the paintbrush tool because I've already filled in the areas that I need for my bike path. Might actually leave this for commercial down here as well. Down by the park. Give a little bit of a small commercial area here. Now that I have landscaping, I can do trees. This is a very... I feel like there's a lot of... pine trees in this area. Update my brush. Oh, okay, so I hit my budget limit for electricity. That's what that pause was. Stop it. Okay, I get it. I'm hitting my budget limit for electricity. 32,000. Do I yet have access to the... I don't have access to the oil plant. That sucks. Okay. So I have to build another coal plant. Now it should leave me alone. Let me do what I was doing before. Planting some trees behind this school. There. Cool. That's filled in. How's my park doing? I think I just need visitors. It's got enough entertainment. Yeah, so I just need... Okay, so I'm about halfway there on visitors. I haven't really running the time much, so that should be okay. It probably get its own... How's this doing over here? That's half full. Okay, now I can turn the sawmill back on. I should have turned this off too, because I didn't have anything to store in it. I was just wasting money, but... Sawmill's got plenty of forest products. It's happy. It's going to keep going. It will produce plain timber, which then can be... Eventually, I can build other industries that will use that to make stuff, like there's a furniture factory and things like that. But what's my electricity? Why is it... Okay, there you go. Looks good now. Yeah, these are actually in the park. I need to get rid of these. That was a bad idea to zone that far. No, that's not nearly as curvy as I wanted that to be. Let me... Is anarchy turned on? Why is this... Oh, okay. It's weird. There we go. I'm trying to make this a little bit more terrain following. There, that looks better. What's my water budget? I need loans, I need budget, water. Okay, it's low. It's actually way below the threshold, so we're good there. Won't have to build any water treatment for a while, and it's getting plenty of input here. So yeah, we're looking good there. That looks good. Okay, so this city is just going to keep kind of chugging along, growing there. How close? I'm really close.
50 more people. And then I can... Let's see. I can... Yeah, awesome. I can start adding public transit, which we'll start with buses because they're the cheapest to deploy and easiest to deploy. And that'll actually be the first thing over in our city services area. It will be a bus depot to run buses from. But that is... I just gotta wait. Like, so close. Like 30 more people. Come on. I guess I can start planning my city services area while I'm doing that. So, yeah. Okay, so it'll come out here. And then what we'll do is build a road here, and I'm going to put in a roundabout to help everybody turn around. So anything that's coming in from city services, my bus depot and stuff like that, it'll go through the roundabout. It can turn around and make it easy to get back to its depot. Let's see. So close. 2196. I need 4 more people. You can do it? You gonna do it? It's slowing down. No. Come on. It was 97. Just give me that extra 4. 98. There we go. 2200. Awesome. So, first thing we're going to do is build a bus depot. And I'm going to do the biofuel. What's the difference in cost? 30,000 versus 40,000. That's a little bit more expensive. The only reason I'm buying the biofuel one is it's quiet. The buses are quieter. And it makes the citizens happier. It'll be easier to do this now than having to upgrade. So I'm looking at the noise pollution that the bus depot creates. So that's that orange ring with the headphones on it. And if I put it here, then it will hit some of these. But if I put it over here, no one will be affected by noise pollution. And now what I can do is put bus lines in. And the first bus line I'm going to do is just down the main road. Oh, there's no cut across here, so I do need a... There we go. Alright, restart this line. Delete that. Start again. Not going to bum anybody out because there's nobody to ride in the first place. Alright, so we don't want to put it right at this intersection because the buses will pull over and it kind of blocks traffic. But we'll put it down here and then one more here and then it'll come around. And I feel like this is way more involved in SimCity. Yeah, I think this is what... So, I don't know for certain the development history for this, but it feels like SimCity, the newest versions of SimCity, really... I don't know, I don't want to say dumbed down, but it did simplify some of the gameplay, and I feel like this is kind of the spiritual successor to SimCity that was never really made after EA bought Maxis and started making the SimCity games. So we're going to build a loop here. Is that a road? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Basically what this will do is... That's a little too close together. This provides a way for people to get, they'll walk a certain distance, they'll bike a certain distance, they'll grab a bus, and then they'll come into town. The other thing I want to do is to create one more bus line that goes out to my industrial area.
both of them, really. Yeah, you can go back. The number of stops doesn't really affect too much. But that way, we're now serving the whole... Alright, so basically all the available people can get access to a bus line. Do I have city policies yet? Can I... Yeah, it's not under city planning yet. I got service stuff. Yeah. Okay, so I don't really have service... right, I have service themes, or service policies, but I don't have the... Like, what do they call it? City planning policies? Yeah. City planning policies. That's what I really was hoping for, because that is... will let me like encourage bike use and certain other things, but we'll get there. 2204. What's the next one? 4400. So I basically have to double the size again. I wonder, can I run a tram line through here? I'm not going to put trams in yet, but I want to know if I can. So I don't need a road, I just need the tram track. If I turn off snapping... No, I turn off... Yeah, okay, cool. The only problem is the cross streets. So maybe this won't be a tram. What I can do is upgrade these roads to a wider road and then build trams along it instead. But trams are a nice... I mean, it's streetcars. They call it trams, but it's a streetcar. And that'll be a nice, quick... nice way to get, a little bit more public transit. But I'm leaving room for it. Same thing, if I do decide to put trams in, what I'll do is upgrade this roundabout to one-way road with tram tracks so that the trams can turn around here and I can put my tram depot in this area. So this will be my city services, this will be anything like that. I'll eventually, as it gets bigger, want a taxi depot, sightseeing buses, all that stuff. They all can kind of exist here. And how are we doing on demand? So we need more commercial. But they need educated workers. I never got around to building a high school. So that's what I'm going to do now. Is build a high school. Because that's what they're complaining about, is they don't have enough high school educated workers. The other thing I need to do is adjust my budget. The budget manager for education. Where is it here? Yeah, so it's running the education budget really low. And what I want to do is get 100% elementary, 100% high school, and I'm going to up the maximum budget to 150%. Now we should have enough capacity for everybody. Yes. So now, because I changed it, if you looked before, the high school capacity was in red. All I did was adjust the budget, and what it did was to aim for 100%. So what it did was adjust the budget until it falls right here in the yellow. Same thing with the elementary. We've got 310 eligible for elementary school. We got a capacity of 330. High school is a little bit, yeah. So it's got a capacity of 550. So I might have to build another high school here shortly, but we're getting close. And how's my loan doing? I need to... Yeah, I guess I got 52,000 left on that loan, so that's going to be a while before I pay that off. But they're complaining about educated workers. The high school it will take a while, obviously, to educate people, but the high school will eventually give them enough educated workers to fill those jobs. Now, where can I put more people? because they are looking for more residential. So I think, yeah, so this is my city services area, but I got this land here that's not being used for anything. So I'll put in my... Trying to get me to do a post office. I'd love to build a post office, but I don't really have money for it right now. Alright, now you will fill in, make sure there's water. There is not. Disconnect this. Alright, now we're covered in water for that, and yeah, I'm not going to build any toll roads in either. Not for my tiny town of 2,200 people. Although 2,200 people is a lot more in this game than it would be in real life. I think a megalopolis in this game is 100,000 people, which is way lower than, you know, it's not Shanghai or something like that. So just put in some more trees. Yes, I know, thank you. Healthcare center. Tall pine. Some bushes. Because this area is completely unzonable, it's unusable, so I might as well fill it in with some trees. I could try to stretch it a little bit and cram some more zoning in there, but I don't think it's worth it. So this should be far enough away from the industry to, if I want to leave at least room here. Yeah, so this can all be transit here, so there shouldn't be any problem if I extend this out this way. Well, it was actually really close to getting it the right alignment. I'll take a little bit off here. I'm going to extend this out a few more. Otherwise it's going to try and snap to the on grid point. There. I had to destroy one business there. There we go. And then connect that. And I lost one commercial area, but that's not too bad. Oop. I need my paths. Bike path. I have not unlocked bike. Yeah, I still haven't unlocked bike lanes. Okay. Bike lanes on streets. I've unlocked a bike path. Ooh, not enough money. Probably would never wait then. I can zone this area though. There's not enough. All right, I just gotta wait. I should have left the game running while I was doing that. That was silly. Kind of waiting for the money to rack up a little bit. I really just need water mains. I can squeeze in what I need. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Now I can put in some more. Actually, go ahead and leave this. Make this because there's a demand for commercial as well. Fill that in. How's my traffic working? Not bad. It's, yeah, it's hot right here, but it's not bad. There's no traffic backed up. It's really annoying here. That's the bus stop. Okay. How much money is this making? I'm losing money. Am I not exporting anything? How am I making no money on this? Or well, not. Well, I don't know if I'll actually export plain timber. Output 0 ton. What? I guess that hasn't been running long enough. Just leave this be. I got too antsy. That's a nice looking town. You know, got a nice river park. Avenue. Once I can actually access those streets, I don't think I still haven't gotten the tree line streets yet. Yeah, I still haven't tree streets. So once I get access to the tree line streets, I'll include those and spruce this up a little bit. And eventually, you know, as this grows into some sort of metropolis, this could be a still be a nice main street with like an 8-lane road or something like that through here. It will be a much busier part when this is all replaced with high density residential and commercial, but it will still be a nice nice sweeping road. Goes along the river, and my logging area is looking good. Just no one has bought anything yet. That's okay. We don't need that to make money right yet. We just need it to generate goods. I think actually I should see. Yeah, I don't have any factories yet to make use of the plain timber. Okay, these are coming along nicely. So I'm getting more industrial demand, but I also am getting more demand for residential. So we'll fill in more residential here. I got enough money. Yeah, cool. I got my cash now. The cash reserves are back up. I can afford to throw in some more. Oop. I'm gonna stop that. Make this go like through here. There, it still connects over. Bucket tool to fill these in. I do need to put water in, I think, for these. Yep. And go ahead and fill in some more commercial as well. Get more zoning for commercial here. To make them happy. I want to keep them on the main road, but this is not like, you know, these can be like, you know, you go to the corner stores and stuff like that. So this should be okay. And then I've got this. I can delete these because these are ugly. Not doing anything anymore. And I'll do this with, fill this in with trees. What kind of trees? Green tree? That seems pretty generic. Tree with leaves. Tree with leaves. Oak. Mighty pine trees.
Oh, my park upgraded. Awesome. What I really wanted to get to is level 3, I think, for parks, because that gives me gazebos. Yeah, there we go. Got some pine trees there. Keep filling this in. Go up to the curve here for now. There. Let's do... That oil truck is... Let's see. Distance probably... No, let's go... That's a... We can do a first-person view from them and see where they're going and see what it's like. Oh, they're going at the industrial area. No, maybe not. Going up that way. I want somebody who's going to most likely go... Oh, well, I can follow the bus. There we go. The bus line goes down through here. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, those trees are actually really tall. We might actually need to go for some smaller trees to fill that in. But you know, this looks nice. There's a pretty standard small town. Got a logging industry. I just realized I named the park after David Lynch, so maybe this is a sort of a twin. Ooh, we got some trees that just are sitting in the street. I gotta see about that. Is tree anarchy on? Oh, damn it! No wonder. Alright, so I think if I just wiggle... Yeah. As much as I love having the trees around, I don't really want them in the middle of my streets, necessarily. That was weird. Somehow tree anarchy got turned on. This should just... include these. And then if I just wiggle this whole street there. Alright, there we go. But I realized that I made this small town and then added a logging industry and named a park after David Lynch, so it might be a Twin Peaks theme unintentionally. But that would be an interesting town to build, Twin Peaks. A very I don't know if I could get the characters there. Alright, so bus depot. I don't need the bus depot. I built the biofuel bus depot. I don't need a bus depot. I'm running biofuel buses. Alright, so we put in some more commercial down here just to kind of service this area. This is looking all nice and happy. Still not making any money. I need workers, and I need to produce more product. I should have enough cash to build another plantation, though. Or two. Yeah. There we go. There, the sawmill's going. Got lots of forest products. I just need... Alright, so I'm going to have enough workers, I'm sure, by the time... Yeah, I got plenty of workers. So it just needs to produce more... yeah. Is this not connected to... How is that? No, that can't be right. It's just... I've never seen one of these industries not... export. That's weird. Well, hopefully it'll figure itself out here. I guess once I get it up to the next level, I can build factories that will produce products. Alright, so really at this point it's just a matter of how much money do I have left on my... I can pay my loan down. So really I need to sit and let this run for probably another 10 minutes and build up some money before I do the next edition, which is, that's about when I wanted to quit anyway. So I'm just going to sign off now. If you watched, I appreciate it. If you're watching on YouTube, I appreciate that as well. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't, and